my name is Noriana and I want to present about introduction of Philippines. Population in Philippines about 109 million. Has import $10.7 billion and export of $6.49 billion. Their main industry is storage, spent a complete of PHP 379.7 million in 2017. And data of employment is the global pandemic migrantly affected the remittance from more than 10 million Philippines migrants and overseas workers down 0.8%, which historically support domestic cost consumption and ensure economic growth. GDP of Philippines, the business sector to an amount piece of the GDP pie in 2017 once it accounted for 21% of entire economy. The way has of an impression the business provide in terms of economic process, except for the revenue generated, it additionally created a pair of 2.3 million jobs. Community quarantine ECQ, the percentage stood at 8.1%, comparable to 3.88 million individuals with no work in August. The underemployment rate, or the proportion of the operating population searching for a lot of work, went all the way down to 14.2% or 6.80 million Philippines in September from 14.7% or 6.48 million Philippines in August. A total of 4.59 million Philippines had added September delivery. The utilization rate of 91.1%.
Hi, my name is Aina Umaira binti Abdul Halim. Now I will explain the unemployment in Philippines. So, what is unemployment? Unemployment occurs when people who are willing to work cannot find a job. The unemployment rate shows the number of people who are unable to work. The COVID-19 pandemic in the Philippines leading to unemployment among people. The statistic shows the unemployment rate in the Philippines from January until November 2021. As you can see from the data, on February, the unemployment rate was at 8.8%, which totaled to 4.2 million people. And on March 2021, the unemployment rate declined to 7.1%. This is the lowest rate. And in November 2021, the unemployment rate was at 6.5%. This is the lowest from January as the economy recovered from the COVID-19 slump. Types of unemployment. Structural and seasonal unemployment occurs in the Philippines. So, what is structural unemployment and seasonal unemployment? First, for structural unemployment, it occurs when certain industries shrink due to long-term changes in market conditions. For seasonal unemployment, it's predictable and regular decline in specific industries, for example, in agricultural sector. The effects of unemployment. First, the country will not produce its maximum capacity. Secondly, the country will lose in revenue and taxes. Why? Because high unemployment costs the economy and the unemployment people do not pay the taxes. Unemployment is caused by various reasons. In the Philippines, the unemployment occurs because the population is growing rapidly. Secondly, the lack of quality among graduates. I think that's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Ajna Tasha binti Salim. Will be continue this presentation with inflation. Inflation is an increase of aggregate or average price level of goods and services. Inflation will raise the cost of living and at the same time will reduce consumer purchasing powers. Hence, consumer will not be able to buy or purchase goods and services as much as they could before, since the rise of the price happened. Next, move on to the types of inflation faced by Philippines. The first one will be creeping inflation, also known as a mild or low inflation, that will make the rise of the price but gently at the rate not more than 3%. Another type of inflation faced by Philippines is walking inflation, also known as trotting inflation. Walking inflation also will make the price rise, but it will be more than creeping inflation, which is at the rates between 3% and 10%. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aiman Abdullah Pandi. I'm here to talk about the effects of inflation. Firstly, reduced buying power and increase in the affectation rate will mean you will have to spend further for the same goods that you used to buy at a lower cost. Secondly, it's a way of living change as the prices of goods increase and average earner may need to switch to a simpler life. Thirdly, inadequate fixed income, the goods of the affectation rate will also affect those with fixed income similar to retirees who calculate on pension benefits. Lastly, compromised health. Indeed, if it is read that healthcare costs will have a slower rise this time, there is still a chance that for average income earners, health may be given lower precedence to meet diurnal requirements. Then we go to the cause of inflation. Firstly, cost push theory. It is also known as supply shock inflation, suggests that shortages or shocks to the available supply of a certain good or product will cause a ripple effect to the economy by raising prices through the supply chain from the producer to the consumer. You can readily see this in oil market. Then money supply plays a large role in inflationary pressure as well. Monetarist economy believe that if the Federal Reserve does not control the money supply adequately, it may actually grow at a rate faster than that of the potential output in the economy or real GDP.
Now, I will explain about how to solving the problems of inflation and unemployment in the Philippines. Let's talk about the inflation first. Inflation can be solved in a various ways, but these two policy is the main manner to reduce the inflation. The main policy used is monetary policy. The central bank will enact restrictive monetary policy to tighten the money supply. So, the central bank could increase interest rates. Higher rates make borrowing more expensive and saving more attractive. This should lead to lower growth in consumer spending and investment. Next, the reduction in the demand for goods and services should help lower inflationary pressures. Moving on to the fiscal policy. First, the government will cut the taxes to prevent increasing price of foods and rising oil price. Next, increase or decrease in total spending due to change in tax or government expenditures can lead to expansions or construction in economic activity. Let's talk about the unemployment problem. For monetary policy method, having stable price and high demand for products encourage firms to hire workers. Other than that, the increased activity of borrowing in turn raises demand for market goods, which triggers companies to hire workers. For the fiscal policy, this policy shows that if the lower tax increase disposable income and therefore help to increase consumption. Moreover, increase in demand for workers and therefore lower demand efficient unemployment.